We're live after midnight. This is how we do it in primetime games. Levi's Stadium, 49ers beat the New York Giants 30-12. Let's just start with this. This is Lombardi Leaves Levi's. We'll save 49ers intel for tomorrow when we have a little bit more time to delve into things. But I'm done with my article. I'm here past midnight. I'm still going to make it to In-N-Out Burger before they close. They close at 1 a.m. So post-game tradition is going to remain. But I'll start with this. Beating an NFL team by 3 possessions is a big deal. You win by 3 possessions, it's a big blowout. The 49ers had 400-plus yards of total offense. The Giants had 150. I mean, the 49ers had 2x the possession of the Giants, 40 minutes of possession. The Giants had 20. This was domination any which way you want to put on, any which way you want to try to put a bow on it. This was dominance. 18 points, 20-minute possession advantage, nearly a 300-yardage advantage. I mean, this was really, really impressive stuff for the 49ers, and they're 3-0. There's a lot of people that just don't understand the game these days. I don't know if it's because of Madden. I think probably the video game effect, right? It's the hot take effect online. I saw Brock Purdy getting criticism for another 30-point performance in a game where he threw for 310 yards and didn't turn the ball over. Against the Giants defense that blitzed 85% of the time, like at an almost historic rate. I mean, the Giants came in here today, and the goal was simple. They said, it's a Thursday game. 49ers don't have time to practice. We're going to blitz the hell out of them. And as we blitz the hell out of them, that's going to allow us to just derail the 49ers and maybe give a bit in an upset. They were hoping Brock Purdy was going to turn the ball over carelessly a couple times. Not even carelessly, just out of confusion a couple times. And guess what? Purdy didn't turn the ball over. So hasn't thrown a pick yet this season. So, I mean, not only did he execute the adjustment plan, because it wasn't a game plan. The 49ers wanted to be more aggressive to start this game. Not only did he execute the adjustment plan, Brock Purdy then executed the counter-adjustment plan, which was the perfect throw to Deebo Samuel to seal this game. They had to go short passes, quick release to beat these 5, 6, 7-man fronts for the New York Giants. They were being so brazenly aggressive against the 49ers. So they had to go screen passes to beat those coverages. And then the Giants backed off, so the 49ers had more time to throw, and he beat him downfield. You know, there was something for everybody. The people that complain about the lack of air yards, the people who complain about, can he do it against the blitz? Well, yeah, he could do it against the blitz. Brock Purdy got out of bed doing this against the blitz, against against the Miami Dolphins back when he first took over for Jimmy Garoppolo. The Dolphins tried to blitz the crap out of Brock Purdy, and he made him pay. Right? That was the famous start to Brock Purdy's NFL career. So the fact that Brock Purdy was able to beat today's opponent, the New York Giants, in every which way possible just goes to show you this guy's the real deal. The real deal is the right way to term this. So he's lighting teams up. The anticipation is awesome. I cannot, and I'm gonna stress this over the next few days. I'm gonna stress this over the next season. If you thought that performance from Brock Purdy was bad at any point, you don't know football. Like, you do not know football. It's as simple as that. It is time that we just tell it how it is. I always tell it how it is. I get it. But there's just so much garbage out there as far as these takes regarding what we saw. The guy was wildly efficient. The guy threw for 300-plus yards. The guy presided over a 30-point performance. That's a good game from a quarterback. Don't gaslight me into trying to think that was a bad game from the quarterback. That was awesome. I mean, Brock Purdy is playing excellent football week after week after week. It's a hell of a story, and there's no other way to credibly say otherwise. You know who else has been great? The 49ers defense. These guys gave up 20 rushing yards today. My article's coming up on The Athletic pretty soon. Tashawn Gibson said that Steve Wilks showed up at the first meeting of the week and said, hey, we're playing some man coverage. Tighten your belts. We're going to be men. We're going to play man coverage. We're not going to be playing soft zone. We're going to give the defensive linemen time to eat. So the 49ers played their highest rate of man coverage this season. And I see this defense evolving into a back end that knows how to man up and create some airtight coverage for its defensive line. And I see the defensive line taking more risks as well because they trust the back end. We talk about rush fueling coverage and coverage fueling rush. Well, the 49ers are doing that. Did you see the 5-man fronts today? This is what I wrote about. Javon Kinlaw is now part of that club. The club includes Nick Bosa. It includes Javon Hargrave. It includes Drake Jackson. It includes Eric Armstead, and now includes Javon Kinlaw. Now that there's a risk involved with adding a 5th defensive lineman, and that's you take Dre Greenlaw off the field. You don't have as much speed on the back end. Manning guys up on the back end is going to take a whole lot more skill, a whole lot more effort. But if you trust the back end and you trust the defensive lineman getting home, you trust both facets of your defense, you can get away with it, and you could raise the defense's ceiling. And today, Daniel Jones threw for what? Only 137 yards? I mean, and the zone read wasn't there at all, right? 2 carries for 5 yards for Daniel Jones. He had 22 carries over 2 games entering this game. So what the 49ers did is they shut down the run. They did their homework. They shut down the run. They set the edges. They were disciplined. They stopped the run, and they were able to have some fun. As Arden Key said, I can't steal that quote without crediting Arden Key. And they had some fun. He had the Bosa sack that was almost a safety. He had the Javon Hargrave sack. He had 5 defensive linemen in these critical 3rd and longs having some fun. 5 D linemen. The 49ers don't run that much. They convinced Steve Wilks to do it over the course of this season. And in week 3, they've convinced him. They finally convinced him by week 3 to add a few of those 5-man rush plays in, and I guarantee you there are going to be more. They work today in 3rd and long. It means 5 guys get to go one-on-one. You take the risk with less speed on the back end, less athleticism on the back end, but if 5 guys are dominating one-on-one, who cares? So the fact that the run game was a no-show for the Giants, that set things up for the 49ers in the pass game. So this is Lombardi Leaves Levi's. It's not a long show. Tomorrow we're going to have 49ers Intel. We're going to go through a lot of this. Just stay tuned for my article up on The Athletic. It was a cool day out here at Levi Stadium. This is a 49ers team. It's 3-0. They're ready to beat the Cardinals next week. I think they're going to be heavily favored. I think we all know that. And if the 49ers are heavily favored against the Cardinals, they're probably going to win, and that means that Dallas is after that. It's probably going to be 4-0 49ers against the 4-0 Cowboys. But today was awesome from the 49ers' perspective. Special teams. Jake Moody became the first kicker in NFL history whose first 3 games have featured 3 made field goals and 3 made extra points. So special teams, he's crushing it. Defense, obviously, just snuffed out the Giants totally. And the offense came out there on a short week and put up 30 against a team blitzing 85% of the time. We talk about complementary football. We talk about all 3 phases of the game delivering. Well, the 49ers have done that in all 3 games of this season so far. Brock Purdy has come through in all 3 games of this season so far. And it wasn't easy with the formula that the Giants put out there defensively against the 49ers today, blitzing as profusely as they did, but he delivered. Every quarterback's going to miss throws. The fact that some people are trying to judge Brock Purdy on the missed throws instead of the overall efficiency is a total joke. It is. You can't take them seriously. You absolutely cannot take them seriously. So that was that. It's time for me to leave Levi's. I want to make it to In-N-Out Burger in time. If you have any questions, go ahead and drop a few. There's still some riders over there in the press box, so I'm just in one of the booths. I don't want to disturb people up there, but let me know if you have any questions, and I'll try to answer them here before I do leave. But this is supposed to be a quick little 10-minute show. We're going to have a lot more coverage tomorrow. Midnight Burger going to get me fat? Well, I don't look fat, do I? I think the swimming keeps me in shape. 6'5.5", 210 pounds. And it's a lot of it's muscle, so yeah. Don't tell me what to eat. Think I can handle myself. Any more questions? Or are people going to say I'm going to get fat by eating In-N-Out Burger at night? Are we going to have a serious discussion or are we going to have an unserious one here? Saying that In-N-Out Burger is going to get me fat at night is about as dumb as saying that Brock Purdy did something wrong today, that he had a bad game today. I mean, the takes are ridiculous with Brock Purdy. I just look around on Twitter and like, oh, he's reminding me of Jimmy Garoppolo today. Well, that's good. If Brock Purdy's reminding you of Jimmy Garoppolo, the 49ers have won. If he could beat Jimmy Garoppolo without getting hurt, the 49ers are in business. Jimmy Garoppolo was a good quarterback. Brock Purdy's a good quarterback. Oh, it's somebody else. Oh, it's all Shanahan. Oh, so where was the efficiency when Beathard was in there, when Hoyer was in there, when Mullins was in there? It's everybody. It's a team sport. It's Shanahan calling the plays. It's Brock Purdy executing them against the face of 85% blitz rate against the Giants. It's Deebo Samuel running everybody over. I mean, what a game for Deebo Samuel today. I mean, Deebo, this guy, he is just such a beast after the catch. So is George Kittle. They did it without Brandon Ayuk today against the Giants, blitzing that whole time. So, I mean, this team is a true Super Bowl contender. We already knew that. We already knew that they're a true Super Bowl contender. They're solidifying that each and every week with these commanding victories. Today was another one of them. Hell yeah, I'm going to go eat. I love giving people a hard time, though, when they post comments that aren't very smart. Deebo's an animal. I'm going to go eat animal style. Somebody said Deebo's an animal on there. Yeah, I mean, gosh, with that yards after the catch, the guy, he is spectacular. He really is. Fell on the football that one time. Think got the wind knocked out of him. All right, so Lombardi Leaves Levi's is in full effect. You guys can see the field behind me. The gimbal does a good job. They're probably going to turn off the lights in the stadium pretty soon. So I'm going to call it. I'm going to head to In-N-Out. And somebody just asked, how do I see Deebo and Ayuk splitting duties this year? Well, I mean, you just go 5 eligibles, and depending on who the defense shades more coverage to, you go to the other guy. It's really hard to cover. That's Christian McCaffrey. They gave him a bit of a break today relative to weeks 1 and 2 with how much Elijah Mitchell played, but you could see why it's so hard to take Christian off the field because he's a gravitational force, right? Elijah Mitchell's just not the same type of gravitational force as Christian McCaffrey. Ronnie Bell, yeah, Ronnie Bell was awesome today. I mean, you can't talk about this game, and I'm glad that somebody reminded me, without talking about Ronnie Bell and the big plays that he made. This is a complete 49ers team, and the Ronnie Bell play that stood out most to me was the gunner play. That was awesome. Great tackle. Great tackle, then the touchdown, first career touchdown. I think, 17, maybe even more. At a certain point, it was 17 of the 49ers' 23 points came from Jim Harbaugh products. Ronnie Bell in Michigan, and then obviously Jake Moody, the kicker. So I think at the end of the day, it was it 18 out of 30 points? More than half the points came from Jim Harbaugh products. Christian McCaffrey, touchdown on 12 straight games. NFL record is 14 straight games. Emmitt Smith has it, so we'll get to watch that. It's probably a good thing you haven't heard Mitch Wishnowsky's name in a while. That means the 49ers aren't punting all that often, and it also means that when they are punting, he's not screwing it up. 49ers looking solid. All right, time for In-N-Out Burger. Everybody take care. No, I'm not going to get fat at In-N-Out. I think I'm looking pretty good, so we'll see you soon. Everybody, good night. Be ready tomorrow for 49ers Intel.